Hi, my name is Lily, and I'd like to tell you about the mess I got myself into a few weeks ago. Believe it or not, I found my dad on a dating app texting with an 18-year-old blonde girl, and he's been married to my mom for almost 20 years. But let us back up a bit so you can understand how this all got started. You see, my dad works as a consultant for businesses and small startup clients, so he is often around the house. He has a home office and mostly talks to his clients over the internet. That is great in a way, since it means I get to spend lots of time with him and he can always be around when I need him. Dad has always been to every single one of my plays since I was a little girl and never misses a meeting with my teachers. Most of my friends' dad aren't so involved in their lives, and I always thought that was so cool. Mom and Dad always were so in love. They got married right after college, and they still have a few of the wedding pictures hanging from the walls. They have a date night once a week, and I get to have a sleepover with either my friends or my grandmother on those nights. That's so cool as well, and since I'm 15, they trust me to be alone at home and invite any friend I want, as long as she's a girl. I'm not allowed to date guys yet. My parents are a bit protective when it comes to boys, you know? They want to make sure I focus on my studies and don't make any silly mistakes, so I'll be able to begin dating when I'm 16, but that's still a full year away. I am fine with all of this, even if it might sound a bit weird. I mean, I have a great family, lots of friends, and my dad is so amazing. I want to become an actress when I grow up, and he always encourages my passion for theater. I've been taking acting classes ever since I was a kid. So, a few weeks ago, Mom and Dad were getting ready for their date night. Mom looked so beautiful. She was wearing this stunning red dress and let me help her apply her makeup. I took a few classes on the subject a few months back, particularly to put on my makeup before I got on stage. But that doesn't mean I don't know how to apply normal makeup and make my mom look amazing. She always makes an extra effort during date night. I thought it was so cute that my parents remained so in love, even after so many years of being married. I really hoped that I would grow up and meet someone who loves me that much. I'm really a hopeless romantic at heart, you know? So that was why it was so incredibly shocking when I saw the messages my dad had been sending that very day. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, though. Before Mom and Dad even left for their date, my best friend Janice came around. She was going to be helping me practice my lines, so I asked her to stay over. I mean, since I was going to be alone at my house, I figured it would be better if Janice was around to keep me some company. Dad left us money to order a pizza, and we set up camp in the living room, as we always did during sleepovers. It was so much more fun than simply going to my room, so we made it seem like it was a big deal. We rolled out the sleeping bags, as well as snacks, and we got ready to spend a fun night together. Since it was Friday, we didn't have school the following morning, so we didn't have to go to bed early or anything of that sort. For a while, we sat on the sofa and I read my lines. She had the script in her hands and she read for other characters. I had memorized the script, so I wanted to check in and make sure I didn't mess anything up. After about an hour of rehearsing, I had a great idea, so I grabbed the remote control. I want to show you how an actress on Broadway played this part. I think I saw a recording of the show online a while ago. Let me search for it, I said as I turned on the smart TV in the living room. To my surprise, I realized Dad had been working from the living room that day, so he was connected to the TV, as if it was his computer. He had problems with his sight, so it was easier to work that way. He did that from time to time, but he always signed out whenever he finished up. Apparently, though, he was working late that day, so he didn't remember to close his accounts. I was about to just do it for him when my friend grabbed my arm and pointed to one of the tabs open. "Hey, your dad has been chatting with a girl. Look there," she said. Shocked to see a young woman's profile. I couldn't believe it. The girl was so pretty, and she couldn't be much older than us. I mean, perhaps 18 or 19, but that was it. Why was Dad speaking with a girl that young? He had sent her lots and lots of texts. We managed to see that. But before we could check any of it, the account was closed. Surely Dad had gotten a notification that someone was getting into his account and closed it from his cell phone. But why was he being so secretive? I mean, he didn't take even a minute to close everything up when he got the notification, even when he was on his date with my mom. He shouldn't even be checking his phone, right? It was so strange, and I was absolutely stunned. What was that about? I asked Janice, and she seemed as shocked as I was. I don't know. I mean, I didn't get to read any of that, but that girl was like half your dad's age, right? She squealed in surprise and shook her head, clearly trying to find an explanation for everything that was going on. Surely your dad wouldn't be cheating on your mom, right? I mean, they are so in love. Yeah, he would never cheat on her, I replied. But I wasn't so sure about it. I mean, why did he close everything up like that? And why was he even chatting with a girl so young in the first place? I really started to panic. I mean, I didn't want them to split up, but could I really just pretend that I hadn't seen a thing? No, I couldn't. My mom didn't deserve to be treated that way. I was so disappointed in my dad. He always said that he adored my mom, and then he did something like this? I mean, he doesn't even let me date, and he's fooling around with a girl half his age? I protested, and my friend began getting as mad as I was. My parents divorced years ago. I really thought your parents were so in love. It totally gave me hope that love really did exist, she replied, and then hugged me tightly. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe this is really happening. Me neither, I replied quietly. I felt so mad, so disappointed in my dad. I didn't know what to do next. Should I tell my mom? Should I confront my dad first? Would he try to lie to me? I was heartbroken and already imagined my parents splitting up. I would have to move and my mom would be so hurt. Also, I'd only see my dad during the weekends, as it happened with Janice's dad. It was so unfair. Why were men such pigs? I mean, I really did believe that my dad was above those kinds of things, but clearly, he's just like the rest of them. I began texting my friends, asking them what I should do. Janice and I decided to sleep in my room instead, so that we wouldn't see Mom and Dad when they came back home. I couldn't face my dad yet. I was so incredibly upset, and my friends were there for me. They were so amazing. They gave me lots of advice, and I decided to confront Dad. It was the best way to go. I think everyone at school knew about it by the end of the day, because they stared at me as I walked outside after class. Believe me, I was so mortified. I wondered how long it would take for my parents to find out about it. Some of them were good friends with my parents. So, when I got home, I found my dad waiting for me. I was so angry at him, but he seemed like the one who was going to give me a talking to. Lily, what did you do today? I've been getting calls for an hour now from some of your school friends' parents, he asked me, and I got so mad. I mean, he was scolding me when he was the one messing everything up. I just told people what you did, Dad, I snapped at him, and he looked really shocked. What are you talking about? He asked, and he seemed like he really didn't know what I was talking about. He should be the one pursuing an acting career, not me, apparently. Oh, you know all too well what I'm talking about. I saw your conversation with that pretty girl yesterday, Dad. I know you're cheating on Mom with her, I snapped. And Dad stared at me like I was crazy. Lily, I would never ever cheat on your mom, he replied, and I rolled my eyes, so angry and disappointed at my dad. He was still lying, even when it was clear I knew all about his cheating ways. Don't play dumb, Dad. I saw her profile before you disconnected all your accounts. She's just 18 and really pretty, with blonde hair, I said. And then my dad actually started laughing. He grabbed his phone and showed me a conversation he was having via chat. Is this her? He asked, and I looked at the screen. It was the same beautiful girl. I nodded, so confused, and he shook his head at me. Lily, I disconnected everything yesterday because I thought someone was trying to hack into my accounts. I got a notification in my cell phone and didn't check anything else because I was on a date with your mom. I just selected the option to protect my account and put the phone down. I stared at him, with my eyes wide open, but still didn't fully believe him. I mean, who was this girl then? Okay, but who's that woman? I asked, accusing him again. She's a model, Lily. She's setting up a makeup store downtown and hired me as a consultant for her business. I couldn't believe it. She was so young. I never imagined she could actually own a business, so it didn't even cross my mind that Dad could be working for her. I'm crazy about your mom. I'd never, ever cheat on her, he added, and I hugged him so hard. I was so relieved that Dad wasn't cheating on her. I kind of got grounded after that for spreading rumors, though Mom thought it was cute that I was so worried about her. She had a lot of explaining to do with all her friends because of me, though, so I won't be having sleepovers for a while. Thank you for watching. What would you do if you thought one of your parents was a cheater? Let us know in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe and check out other videos in the channel.